Oh, shoot, Vince.
Thank you for logging on to the Voice Sports Network for this broadcast of high school sports. We encourage you to go to the games and support your area teams. We know you have a choice, and thank you for choosing us. This broadcast wouldn't be possible without the support of the sponsors you hear throughout the game. We encourage you to visit their businesses and use their service as often as possible. Be sure to tell them thanks for their support. Now, sit back and enjoy the game, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Well, good morning. Today is a doubleheader against the North Manchester Squires and your Blackford Bruins here at Bruin Field. The game was supposed to be played at Huntington College, and the college must have booked or double booked us, and we had to move the game here to Hartford City. Both teams have already started their warm-ups, and like always, we have Vince Brown in the booth. How you doing today, Vince?
Good.
Good.
I'm doing all right.
You probably pretty excited after being now, 8-1 or 1-8 on the season?
I think I'm worse than Blackford finished in the conference. So hopefully we can get a win today, maybe two.
Absolutely.
Manchester, I got on Max Preps yesterday at the light. You told me to get on there, and it gave me a lot of information.
Yep.
Manchester's in the Three Rivers Conference, and their conference record is 4-3, and overall they are 5-9. But I saw today coming in they are 6-9, and so they may have won a conference game. If they did, that would have put them at 5-3 in the Three Rivers and on a one-game winning streak. For Blackford, their overall record is 9-13. And we finished the CIC 1-6. And people that are interested in the conference standings, I also found this. Steve guessed who won the conference. He said it had been Frankton was undefeated at 7-0. Oak Hill, Elwood, and Alexandria, all three finished at 5-2. Eastbrook was 3-4, and a team that was really surprising to me, Missinawall, was 2-5.
Missinawall was 2-5.
Blackford and somebody else. And beginning of the season, the Oak Hills coach said the two teams they had to beat was Frankton and
Oak Hill.
Missinawall.
Oh.
Oak Hill coach said they needed to beat
that's
Frankton
right.
and Missinawall.
Yep.
But I forgot how good Elwood was.
Yeah.
And, everybody in the conference lost to Frankton. Blackford was 1-6, and Madison Grant was 0-7. So coming in today, I did a little bit of Blackford, and their 22 games have scored 134 runs and given up 144. That's an offensive average of 6.1 a game, giving up 6.5. And Manchester, not counting last night's game, came in giving up 4.6 runs a game. Scoring 4.6 runs a game and giving up 4.9. So I think kind of the keys to the game is going. I did my little formula offense defensive average, and it looks like it'll be a close game. I had each team scoring at least 6 runs, so we'll see how it plays out. Some of those games I think will be kind of a slugfest or not that high, and sometimes so I'd say the key to the game for Blackford is try to hold Manchester to their average of 4 runs to have a great chance to win.
So if we can hold Manchester to 4 runs, so we're going to have to limit the errors on the field like we did with Madison Grant.
Yes.
And really get the sticks swinging on offense.
And I knew that Steve Hurd's son, Peyton Hurd, pitched a complete game against a Madison Grant team. You struck out 9 batters in 7 innings. Anytime you get a strikeout an inning ratio, is really good.
Yes.
But then Mr. Sutton's here today too. Coach Sutton is in the booth with us. I mean, on the other side.
Right.
I'm glad he's able to watch the Bruins play. But he was wanting to know who stood out for Blackford. Well, the first person I told him that stood out was Peyton Hurd. And, you know, so I was starting to look at the strikeouts, and then it hit me 9 strikeouts. Heck, that's 3 innings of baseball.
Right.
That they're not even putting the ball in play.
Yep.
So you only got 4 innings. You need to field a ball. And then one of them was turned to double play by Roderball hit a double play to to Ross.
Right.
Who made a good play to Caldwell, who threw to, the first baseman, Cagle.
Cagle, yep.
So there you got 2 out. Now you got 2 and 9 and 11. You only have to get 10 out somewhere. Mealy picks a runner off the bases. So, in all, you only had to field the ball 3 innings out of the 7, and anytime you do that, you ought to be able to win a ball game.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, and the Bruins were able to handle that with Madison Grant. So I'm hoping that they're coming off of a high this week, and going to move right in here with Manchester. I saw Manchester warming up, and they looked to be solid at times, but also a little sloppy at times with their defense.
Yes, well, they're only 5 and 9 or 6 and 9 on the year. Blackford's 9 and 13. If we can get both of these games that end up 12 and 13, it'll be pretty good, because what we got coming up, I'm pretty sure. We play at Jay County May 15th, at Adams Central May 17th, and Rossville May the 18th. 3
games left in the regular season. Let's hope that we can finish above 500.
So if we can win these 2 today, and I'm saying if, we would be 12 and 13, and then we have to win 2 out of the 3 to be 500.
Right, and it looks like we're getting ready to start the day.
Yes.
And we haven't even been through our lineups yet. Let me go ahead and get through those real quick. We're going to have leading off for the Manchester Squires. Grant Strobel at shortstop. Mason Meyer, the pitcher. Caleb Fluke out in center field. Hayes Sturtzman in right. Jeremiah Airgood on first. Thane Krager in left. Mason Roberts at third. Trey McNall as the catcher. The first pitch is strike 1. And rounding out the lineup for the Squires is Sam Martindale on second base.
And the first pitch was thrown at 11:02.
And Strobel's going to ground this one over to straight to Cagle, and that's going to be the first out of the game. A 6-3 out, and now that's going to bring up the pitcher for the Squires, Mason Meyer.
That was a good play by Braxton. Fielding the ball and throwing him out. Jacob Ross is pitching for Blackford, by the way.
That's correct. And Ross has a ERA of 3.83 on the season. This one's in the dirt for ball 1.
Good stop by Caleb Mealy, even though no runners were on base.
Right. And the lineup for the Bruins is leading off Shane Elam out in center, Braxton straight at short, Caleb Mealy is the catcher. And this Strobel's going to line this one, and just out of reach of Dayton Down, it's going to roll onto the fence as Strobel it's not Strobel, it's Meyer, rounds first and goes on to second.
I'm going to give him a double on that one.
A nice hit out into left field by Meyer.
Yes, it looks like...
and now Mealy's on his way out to talk to Jake Ross. But batting cleanup today is the left fielder, Dayton Dow. Blaine Riddle is in the 5th slot on second. Drew Caldwell back on third in the 6th spot. Jacob Ross is going to be your pitcher in the 7th. Brandon Strobel is in the 8th slot in right field, and Tyler Cagle rounding out the lineup on first base. And we've got a 1-0 count now on the next batter, Caleb Fluke, after Mason Meyer hits a double. Ross out of the stretch, puts one down the middle, and this one's going to be hit out to center field, and Shane Elam's there to make the catch and retire that batter, and Mason Meyer stays on second.
That was a good catch by Elam. He caught the ball, and the runner had no chance of tagging up and advancing.
And now the cleanup batter, Hayes Sturtzman, the right fielder, up to the plate. Ross still out of the stretch. Mealy lined up or set up on the outside edge of the strike zone, but has to pull it inside for ball one.
Yes, and we'll have to see if this guy's going to call the outside. He's setting up on the left-hand side of Mealy, right? Or Mealy's going out there anyway.
And the Bruins trying to get that outside call again as Ross spins around for the pickoff move, but nobody there, so he holds on to the ball.
Caleb's way outside again.
And that one's in the dirt, a ball two, a 2-0 count now for Stutzman.
See, last game, if that pitch had been up a little higher, that would have been a called strike.
Yes, it would have.
So they're going to have to adjust to the umpiring.
And a curveball gets Stutzman swinging for his first strike. A 2-1 count now with 2 outs. And Mason Myers out on second base. Ross still out of the stretch, delivers the pitch. Another curveball, and this one's going to be hit out into deep left center, and this one's going to be gone. A 2-run home run for Stutzman, and that's why he's in the cleanup position. And now the score 2-0 for the Squires over the Bruins.
Yes, he got a hold of that one. He hit it out of the ballpark.
He has a very fast swing of the bat, and it looks like he is by far the tallest person out of everyone that was in there. He was literally towering over everyone else.
Yes, she said at least he was 6'5". They don't have any heights or weights on the program from Manchester.
Ross with Jeremy Airgood throws his first pitch on the outside, does not get that same call that we were getting against Madison Grant. But this one's going to be grounded over to Blaine Riddle. Blaine Riddle with a stretch to get to it. Riddle to Cagle, and that's going to do it for the top of the first inning. And with that, we'll be back after this.
Dr. Malia Robertson of Clear Choice Chiropractic asked, do you suffer from neck pain while working, or do migraines keep you from enjoying your day? Do you have to take pain pills just to function? Does your baby cry constantly for no apparent reason? And most importantly, do you remember the last day you were pain-free? You don't have to live with these frustrations. The doctors at Clear Choice Chiropractic have many techniques to relieve the symptoms of neck and back pain, headaches, stiff joints, colic, earaches, and many other symptoms. Call for your appointment with Dr. Malia Robertson at Clear Choice Chiropractic, 765-329-5044. That's 329-5044. And take back your life and enjoy living pain-free. Located at 1501 North Walnut Street in Hartford City. Open Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Tuesdays, 3 to 6 p.m. Thursdays, 3 to 7 p.m. Closed Saturdays and Sundays. Clear Choice Chiropractic. We've got your back.
And we're back, Vince. The Bruins down 2-0 after a 2-run home run by Stutzman.
Yeah.
And go ahead with the recap, if you would.
Yes, I was going to say that Blaine Riddle made a nice play to retire Jeremiah Airgood. So in the inning for Manchester, 2 runs, 2 hits, a double by Mason Meyer, and the 2-run home run over the left center field fence by Hayes Stutzman. So Blackford comes to bat already down 2-0, and I think we're going to have a big inning here to start the game off with top of the order, of course, Elam, Straight, and Mealy.
And the Bruins definitely going to have a big inning to keep up with the bats that Manchester is bringing. So leading off is going to be Shane Elam. Shane Elam on the season batting a .444 with a .559 on base percentage. So definitely the right leadoff batter for the Bruins. He does have the top batting average of the team. Followed in close with a .367 of Braxton Straight. And the pitcher for Manchester is the Mason Meyer. And he throws his first pitch a little bit too far outside and in the dirt for a 1-0 count.
And the thing that we looked at top of the broadcast, neither team is using a designated hitter. That's usually unusual.
And that outside pitch does not work again for Manchester. A 2-0 count for Shane Elam. And going on as well on for the Bruins, and that one finds its way to the outside corner for a 2-1 count. The girls are hosting an invitational, bringing in 4 teams to the Bruin complex. They had the first game, and then they're going to give him that strike call again on the outside corner, and that one looked like it was a little bit farther outside this time. So Meyer trying to walk the ball right on outside. Elam now choked up a little on the bat, and that one was a little bit too far outside, and now the count is full. But the girls hosting an invitational brought 4 teams in. Their first game, they lose. And I don't remember the score. And Elam's going to hit a high fly ball, and it's going to go, and the catcher's right here and gets underneath of it, and Elam's going to be retired.
Nice catch by the catcher, Trey McNall.
And the Bruins did go down 14-0 on the girls' side over there. The Bruins now with 1 out. Braxton Straight up to the plate after going through what looked like a really bad hit out into the center field with Shane Elam. Takes the first pitch outside, 1-0 count.
Yes, we need something going here with Straight.
Yes, we do, and now they're calling that outside pitch as Meyer has walked it right on outside of the strike zone. Now we have a 1-1 count with 1 out for the Bruins. And Straight's going to hit one into the gap out into left field, and that's going to be a base hit to start the Bruins off, and now we're going to have the catcher, Caleb Mealy, up to the plate.
So Braxton Straight, a nice hit right out in the left center field. There's Caleb Mealy. Let's see if Coach Hugan is going to send the runner. I don't think he'll be running on the first pitch, but Straight's got some good speed too on the base paths.
And he does take off, and that pitch is in the dirt, and Braxton's going to make it to second, standing up real easy as Mealy takes a 1-0 count.
Well, that was a good job by Straight. I'd have to be credited probably a stolen base as he was running with the pitch, and the catcher didn't field it cleanly, but I think it'll be stolen base.
And Meyer now out of the stretch. Mealy gets a hold of one, but hits it foul. Now we have a 1-1 count.
That was a nice play with the third baseman, fielded the ball, and then he looked up and saw the umpire called foul ball, and Straight's on second. Hopefully we can get a couple of runs this inning, at least tie it up.
A 1-1 count for Caleb Mealy. Meyer still out of the stretch. Braxton Straight getting his lead off. The shortstop out there doing his little dance, jumping back into position, and Mealy's going to put one down the third base line, and it just goes foul. Oh, he was going to be safe with that one, but it just takes a little bit of a curve to the foul line, and now Mealy's coming back with a 1-2 count and 1 out on the inning.
Yes, Caleb, just barely missing hitting it foul, or that would have been a base hit.
It was a very nice bunt, just going foul as it started to slow to a roll. And Mealy's going to get a hold of one out into left field. The left fielder backs up, puts it in the glove, and that's going to be the second out of the inning as we have the cleanup batter, Dayton Dow, up to the plate.
Well, that was a big out Manchester got. The left fielder, Krager, is that how you pronounce it?
Krager, yes.
Krager made a nice catch out in left field. Now 2 outs and the cleanup batter, Dayton Dow. We desperately need to score here. Hopefully we can.
Dow batting a .339 on the season with 21 hits and 17 RBIs. Meyer out of the stretch, delivers an outside pitch for ball 1.
The shortstop looks like he's trying to hold Straight close to the base so he can't get a big lead. Now he goes back to his position at shortstop. And
that pitch is just a little high. Now a 2-0 count for Dayton Dow.
Sometimes you can pay too much attention to the runner and leave the gap open, and with 2 outs, you only need to get the batter out to get out of the inning.
Absolutely.
But they don't want Straight to get a running lead.
That's swing and a miss by Dow, and he's got a 2-1 count.
That was a nice pitch by Mason Meyer. Good location on the outside. It was outside on the left-handed hitter. Dow took a hack at it.
And another one's going to be just a little bit high for a 3-1 count.
Well, here's a situation you're on. 3-1 count and your cleanup hitter up, and guarantee you if that's in there, Dow's going to be swinging that bat.
And he does, and that's a swing and a miss. Now a full count.
Well, with 2 strikes, Straight ought to get a pretty good lead at second. Nobody's holding him on.
A 3-2 count, 2 outs, and this pitch is on the inside, and Dow takes a cut at it, fouls it off.
Good job by Dayton Dow. That pitch was inside, and he just battled the pitcher and fouled it off.
Yes, he did, and still a 3-2 count. Braxton Straight still out on second with not much of a lead as the shortstop was there, and that's going to be a walk on the ball 4. Yes. That pitch was inside and way too low for Dow to hit it, and now we're going to have runners on first and second with the walk with Blaine Riddle. Riddle with a .345 batting average, 20 hits and 10 RBIs.
Well, hopefully he'll get a hit here and drive in a run or 2.
And he does, and this one's going to be line drive out into left field, and they're waving Braxton Straight on, and Straight's going to make it home standing up as Dayton Dow stays on second. And now the Bruins have cut into the lead with the run 2-1.
Well, that's what we needed. We needed the score here in the first inning. Tony Ugan waving Straight around third, and then when the left fielder bobbled the ball, he scored easily, and then Dow was held up at second. So here's Drew Caldwell. He's a good hitter, too.
Caldwell takes the first pitch outside in the dirt. Caldwell, a .364 batting average on the season with 16 hits and 7 RBIs.
That's really good, especially for just being a freshman.
Very good for the freshman ball player. And that pitch is way outside again for a 2-0 count, and the freshman ahead in the count. Runners on first and second, 2 outs for the Bruins. A swing and a miss by Caldwell, now a 2-1 count. Coach Ugan telling him, keep your head on the ball.
Yes, looked like he kind of jerked a little bit.
Yep, he did pull his head and out of the zone, and he does get a hold of that one, but fouls it off for a 2-2 count.
Well, Drew Caldwell really battling the pitcher. It's Mason Meyer.
Meyer out of the stretch. Runners on first and second.
Meyer is a junior.
And this one's going to be fouled off, and it looks like it might go out of play, and it does. And Caldwell stays at the plate. So the Bruins with a 2-2 count. Caldwell with a 2-2 count. The Bruins with 2 outs in the bottom of the first inning. The Squires have a 2-1 lead after the 2-run home run in the top of the first by Sturtzman. I look for them to not throw him another good pitch, and that pitch is right down the middle, and Caldwell watches it go by for the 3rd out. And with that, we'll be back after these words.
While filling your car's fuel tank at Food and Fuel Marathon, fill your body's fuel tank too. Monday through Friday, grab a chicken or tenderloin sandwich, or how about a burger and potato wedges, or onion chips, mozzarella cheese sticks, and Bosco breadsticks. If biscuits and gravy are your thing, they're available every Monday through Saturday morning until they're gone. And you'll have to grab a Poppy's Extreme donut or 2, available daily. Food and Fuel Marathon, 1621 North Walnut Street, Hartford City. Open Monday through Friday, 4:30 a.m. to 11 p.m. Saturday, 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. and Sunday, 6 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. Food and Fuel Marathon, fueling your vehicle and you.
If you're suffering from neck or back pain, or suffering from migraines, or have a colicky baby, call Dr. Malia Robertson at Clear Choice Chiropractic. They have many techniques to relieve these and many more symptoms with chiropractic care. Located at 1501 North Walnut in Hartford City. Vince, do you have some recap for us?
Yes. A strikeout by Mason Meyer to end the inning. It was the first strikeout of the game for either pitcher, and straight singles, Riddle singles to drive in a run. Dow walked, so there were 1 run on 2 hits, no Manchester errors, and 2 runners left. So 2-1 going in, and this is a big inning. We're going to have to hold them scoreless, Steve.
Yes, we do. The Bruins find themselves just in a 1-run hole, 2-1, and we're going to have the number 6 batter, Thane Krager, up to the plate, and he's going to foul one off, and it's going to be out of play for an 0-1 count.
Good hustle by Cagle over there at first base.
Yep, he made it to the fence and then realized that I believe it went into the stands and let it go. So Krager with an 0-1 count.
Caldwell's up on the grass at third. The short and second are playing deep, and first baseman Cagle a couple of steps behind first base. And
the first pitch for Krager the second pitch, now a 1-1 count, and a swing and a miss now, a 1-2 count. Krager down in the count.
That was a beautiful pitch by Jacob Ross. He put it out there and that had some steam on it.
Yes, it did. Ross with a change-up, and Krager's going to foul this one off. So it seems like every off-speed pitch, Krager's getting a hold of it, but the fastballs he's struggling with.
Yes, and Jacob Ross has just been the opposite. He's been getting outs on the breaking ball, and they've been hitting his fastball.
And he tries to throw that fastball in, doesn't get it to drop into the zone. Now a 2-2 count, and I look for him to try to blow one by him here again with another fastball.
Yes, that was way above the shoulders.
And this one's going to be hit out into left field. Dayton Dow comes over, gets underneath of it, and makes the play, and that's going to be the first out for the inning. Krager goes down with a fly out into left field.
We needed to get the first batter out, and that would be the number 7 hitter, Mason Roberts.
Roberts playing third base today. Looks like he's a lefty, batting lefty at least. And Ross out of the windup delivers that first pitch, and this is going to be hit out into center field, and Elam's not going to be able to get to it, and it bounces up over his head. But Strobel's there for the backup and gets it into the infield.
Yes, good backup by Brandon Strobel to keep Roberts at first base. He looks like he's not a very fast runner, and with Mealy's arm, I'm pretty sure he's not going. But we'll see how they do it here. I doubt if they're going to do anything with the number 8 batter. I think he's just going to let him swing away.
And that brings up the number 8 batter, Trey McNall, with Mason Roberts, and the first pitch comes in for strike one.
McNall did show bunt and pulled his bat back,
so they may be trying to bunt him. Nope. And this one's a line drive to
Caldwell,
and then he makes a bad throw, and that's going to take the runner to second, isn't it?
If it went out of play,
it does. It bounces over the fence, and the umpire is telling Roberts to take his base over at second.
What a catch by Drew Caldwell. I mean, that ball was hit like a shot. He got his glove up. That's a tough play to make, because I played some third base and slow pitch softball.
Oh, no, wait a minute. They're allowing Roberts to take third.
They must have said he had I don't know how they rolled that one.
It doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but it is what it is, as I always say. And up to the plate, Sam Martindale takes the first pitch down the middle, about knee high, for strike one. So
we'll call it a line drive to Caldwell, and then an error. It would be error on the third baseman.
There you go. And Martindale fouls his second pitch off, now down in the count with an 0-2. Ross out of the stretch and gets Martindale reaching for the foul. And now we're going to have an 0-2 count still with 2 outs, a runner on third.
Maybe I can go there to Coach Sutton between innings and find out how he got to third base, because I imagine Mr. Sutton knows the ground rules out here very well.
He probably does, and Martindale fouls another one off, still battling out this at-plate appearance. And it looks to me like Ross is just throwing a bunch of heat by him and then gets him on a change-up. And this one's going to be flown out to left field, and that's going to do it for the top of the second. We'll be back with the bottom of the second after this.
Foundations Building Material is proud to support Blackford High School athletics. Foundation Building Material is your local building materials distributor in East Central Indiana. Our promise to our customers is to do business with integrity and honesty and strive to be the best every day. And never forget, we work for you, our customers. We are founded on principle and built on purpose. Distributors of drywall, steel studs, Armstrong ceiling, and insulation. Call Aaron Farrell, 260-471-2181. Foundations Building Materials.
The Voice of Blackford County Community Newspaper is your local newspaper with local news about local people. Pick your copy up at multiple locations in Hartford City and Montpelier. Published every Tuesday with yearly subscriptions available. The Voice of Blackford County Community Newspaper. Call Danny at 765-251-4903. Vince?
Well, in the inning, no runs, a good hit by Mason Roberts. One error as Drew Caldwell caught that line drive off the bat of Trey McNall, thinking double play all the way, and he just airmailed it over the Cagle's head, and he got two bases. When we get a chance, I'm going to have to ask Coach Sutton what the ground rules is. I'm sure he knows it. And then Martindale flies to left, so no runs, a hit, an error, one left. We go to the bottom of the second. Manchester leading 2-1, and we have hitters 7, 8, 9 up for Blackford. Jacob Ross, Brandon Strobel, Tyler Cagle. Maybe we can get a run here with the bottom of the order.
Yes, sir, and Ross takes the first pitch out of the windup outside for the first ball.
It looked like he was going to aim for that outside corner, and it's kind of like the ball stuck in his hand, and it went way outside.
And that one is finding that outside corner of the strike zone, the one that's out on the batter's box.
Well, I can't really see the plate from where I'm sitting, but I tell you, these umpires have been calling that outside pitch. There's another one out there.
And that one looks like it was supposed to go inside, but the catcher was lined up outside.
The catcher, yes.
The catcher was lined up outside, but his glove was hanging out on the inside corner of the plate. And Ross is going to get a hold of one. It's a high fly ball out into right center field. The center fielder comes over, makes the play to retire Ross. So one out for the Bruins. And that's going to bring up the sophomore, Brandon Strobel.
The catch was made by Caleb Fluke. So here's Strobel. Let's see if Coach Hugan may have him bunt here.
Strobel batting .250 on the season. Takes the first pitch way outside for a 1-0 count.
It looks like that pitcher's trying to get it outside corner, and it's drifting way wide.
And that one was on the inside, and Strobel gets a hold of it and fouls it off. Now a 1-1 count.
Nice cut by Brandon Strobel. If he can straighten one of those out, he'll be. He's got some speed too.
And a swing and a miss. Another pitch on the inside part of the plate. And Strobel now finds himself with a 1-2 count and one out.
That was a great pitch by Mason Meyer there.
And a swing and a miss, and Mason gets him swinging on that outside edge of the plate. And I think Mason thought there was 3 outs because he started heading in for the dugout.
Yes,
and that's going to.
Oh, go ahead.
That's going to bring up the number 9 hitter, Tyler Cagle.
Second strikeout for the pitcher, Meyer. A nice job.
And Cagle's going to get a hold of one, a deep shot out into right field, and it's going to go out of play for foul.
Foul ball, yes.
That ball just kept hovering and fading away to the foul line.
And I was going to get the game time temperature, which I forgot to do, but the wind is now blowing straight in from center field.
Yes, it is blowing straight in from center field to home plate, and it looks like it's possibly a 16-mile-an-hour wind and 78 degrees.
Okay.
And I didn't see that pitch and what they called it, but it looks like the scorer up here is calling it a ball.
There's a swing and a miss.
A swing and a miss. Now a 1-2 count for Tyler Cagle. 2 outs on the Bruins. And that one just misses a little high for a 2-2 count.
I think it was the right location. We've been calling strikes, but it was above the shoulders of Cagle.
And Cagle's going to foul one right back to our camera. Still a 2-2 count with 2 outs.
When I was coaching the little league kids, I tell them, you get the bat up here, and if your hands start to go up, you're not swinging.
Yes, sir.
That ball's way over your head.
And that's another one. Now Cagle finds himself with a full count after going down 1-2 in the count. And Meyer delivers, and that one's going to hit the outside corner. That outside that the Bruins found themselves in the positive side, now finding themselves on the negative side of. And with that, in just a minute, we'll be back after these words from our sponsors.
Locally owned, Straight's Drywall and Paint, LLC, owned by Jeff and Aubrey Straight, have 30 years of experience in commercial and residential painting and drywall finishing. Straight's Drywall and Paint can do anything from new construction to remodels. Does your home need a new touch of color inside or out? Call Jeff or Aubrey at 765-499-9416 for a free quote. Straight's Drywall and Paint, LLC. Insured painters with the professional skills necessary to complete your project on time and within budget.
Foundations Building Material is your local building materials distributor in East Central Indiana for drywall, steel studs, and Armstrong ceiling and insulation. Founded on principle and built on purpose. Contact Aaron Farrell at 260-471-2181. Vince?
Well, after Jacob Ross played out to the center fielder, the catch was made by Caleb Fluke. The pitcher, Mason Meyer, strikes out the last 2 batters, one swinging and one lucky. And already he's got 3 strikeouts in 2 innings. So Manchester ought to be setting, pretty good. We're going to have to start putting the ball in play. But the Manchester's that leads 2-0 or 2-1 on a 2-run home run by Hayes Sturtzman.
And we're back at the top of the lineup for Manchester with Grant Strobel, the shortstop. Grant grounded out to our shortstop, Braxton Straight, in the first inning, and first pitch by Ross comes in just a little high, a 1-0 count now. The Squires find themselves with a 2-1 lead, and that pitch just missing on the inside corner for a 2-0 count. 2-0 for the lead off, and that one's again on the inside corner. And now Ross finds himself way down in the count, a 3-0 count for the leadoff batter for the Squires, Grant Strobel. And Ross finally finds that outside corner of the strike zone, and hopefully the Bruins figure out to start exploiting that outside edge.
Yes, that's what.
And that one on the inside, now a full count as Ross throws 2 straight strikes.
It looks like that kind of fooled the batter on a 3-1 count. You figure the leadoff batter's going to be swinging.
And this one's going to be grounded over to Straight. Straight fields it, throws it down to Cagle. Cagle with the stretch and gets the out for the first out of the inning, retiring the first batter.
Well, that was a good play that by Braxton Straight, getting the ball and throwing to Cagle for the out. Here's the pitcher, Mason Meyer, and he doubled the last time.
Yes, a double by Mason in the first inning with 1 out now for the Bruins. Basically the exact same plays, and hopefully the exact same outcome doesn't happen as Meyer takes the first pitch, and he does ground it out to left field, and he's going to get a base hit as he strolls on his way down to first.
It's a nice hit by Mason Meyer. He's 2 for 2, a double in the first single here. It'll be interesting to see if they send him sometime with this batter up. Coach from Manchester, third base coach, is giving signs to both his runner and his batter.
And that's going to bring up Caleb Fluke to the plate, and he's going to fly one out straight to left for right field, out of play, now an 0-1 count.
Caleb Fluke looked like Steve. He might have been going on that. He got a big lead and a jump.
Who, Mason Meyer out on first?
Mason Meyer, that's what I meant, not Caleb Fluke.
Fluke, your batter. Meyer out on first. And the pitch comes in, and it hits the dirt and flies way over Mealy's head. A wild pitch. Now going to be putting Meyer out on first and a 1-1 or second and a 1-1 count for Fluke.
I kind of figured out what the major league catchers call that, the 60-foot pitch, because the plate is 60 feet and 6 inches, and Mealy had no chance to field that.
Nope, none at all. And Ross out of the stretch delivers that one, and I don't know if a pitch can get any better. It looked like it was right around the knees, but the umpire just sitting there with a 2-1 count now.
It looks like he's been calling that pitch a strike.
And this one's going to be grounded over to Straight. Straight checking on the runner, Meyer. And Cagle's going to dig that one out of the dirt and then make a throw, and it's going to go out into left field. Caldwell not able to get to the ball, and that's going to score Meyer. And now the Squires go up 3-1 as the Bruins make a lot of errors.
Yes, we can't afford to give them runs. When I told you at the top of the broadcast that we'll have, if we can hold Manchester to 4 runs, we can win. And they got 3 already in 3 innings.
And up to the plate, Hayes Sturtzman takes the first pitch for ball 1.
And he's the one that hit the home run last time.
And he's going to foul one off. Now a 1-1 count. And you're right, the Bruins now with 3 errors. Is that what you said on the game?
I got them for 2.
2 errors on the game?
With a 2-base error, and then an error there. I gave it to Cagle on the throw. I don't know how they would officially score it, but I thought it was on the floor. And we got some bullpen activity down there for Blackford.
And that's not a pitcher for the Bruins, as Sturtzman hits one out in the left field for a base hit.
So now Sturtzman 2 for 2. The error doesn't seem to be as big now because the runner would have scored anyway on that base hit.
Out in the bullpen, that is Dylan Thomas and Colton McNeil just out there warming up their arms, as Jeremiah Airgood now up to the plate. The first pitch comes in, and now we're good. Now we're going good as a 0-1 count for Airgood. That pitch on the inside corner about belt high, and that one about the same, and Airgood is going to foul it off.
You can tell Manchester respects the arm of Caleb Mealy, because he's not even at the cutoff of the grass.
No, he's not.
Watch,
And now Ross out of the stretch, an 0-2 count and a curveball, and that's going to end the inning on a swing and a miss as Airgood goes down trying to hit the ball, but misses wildly. And we'll be back.
The Voice of Blackford County Community Newspaper is your hometown newspaper with a staff that takes great pride in covering local community events in Hartford City and Montpelier. Available at newsstands in Hartford City at Needler's Fresh Market, Food and Fuel, John's Service Station, Northside Florist, and in Montpelier at Coffle's Family Market, Carrie's Restaurant, and Charlie Sunoco, with more locations coming soon. The Voice of Blackford County is published every Tuesday with a cost of only $1 or a yearly subscription for $35. You'll find school-related events, obituaries, public records info, church news, community calendar, and so much more. Contact Danny at 765-251-4903 or Ann at 765-330-4842. The Voice of Blackford County Community Newspaper. Local news about local people.
And we're back, Vince, and you have a recap for us?
Yes, in the inning for Manchester, 1 run on 2 hits.
Hey, what's up?
Was by Mason Meyer and Hayes Sturtzman.
Yeah, we're in one right now.
Made an error, and Jacob Ross
Manchester.
his first strikeout as he struck
Yeah,
out.
we're down 3-1 in the bottom of the third.
So we go to the
So I'm gonna have to let you go.
Manchester 3, Blackford 1.
All right, man.
Manchester 3 runs, 5 hits, and have not committed an error. Blackford 1 run, 2 hits. They committed 2 errors. Manchester's left 2 runners on base, and so is Blackford. We're at the top of the order, and we need to score at least 1 run at the minimum hopefully we can get 2 or 3 off of them. And I'm noticing raindrops on the window.
I was just getting ready to say that, and I just want to apologize. I forgot to turn my mic off as I was talking to a friend of mine who's out working. And Elam is up to the plate and takes the first pitch right down the middle, about knee high for strike one. And looking at the radar, there is rain out there, but it looks like it's as it's coming in, it's also going away. It's getting smaller and less strong, but there is other rain showers out to the west of us. And now Elam with a 1-1 count now takes a 2-1 count.
But this at bat, when Shane first started to come in, the flag was blowing straight in to the plate. Now it's blowing right to left.
And Elam on a 2-1 count hits a high fly ball, and the first baseman backs up and is able to make the catch. And the Bruins retired again for the first out of the inning.
Well, that was a nice one-handed catch by the first baseman. Usually you want to see him get both hands up there, but he caught it. Well, here's Braxton Straight, and the pitcher Myers retired 5 batters in a row.
Straight, the only score for the Bruins, takes the first pitch, a swing and a miss for an 0-1 count.
Yes, he singled in the first, and I had him with the stolen base, so.
Yes, he did, and then he got drove in by Dayton Dow. No, it wasn't Dayton Dow, it was Blaine Riddle, and that pitch off the catcher for ball 1. A 1-1 count now for Braxton Straight. And Vince, you were saying that you went and watched him race last night at Gas City I-69?
Yes, I-69 Raceway at Gas City.
And you said you thought he did a pretty good job as he swings and a miss for 1 and 2 count.
If you like racing, short track racing, the Gas City's the place to go on dirt.
Well, no free ads here, Vince. And Straight lays off of that one, even though he wanted to, for a 2-2 count. So did he win his heat or anything? Did he make it to the main?
He made it to the main feature, yes, and he spun out.
Swing and a miss, and Straight goes down.
And then he ended up with a pretty good finish.
And that's going to bring the sophomore Caleb Mealy. He flew out to left field his first at-bat in the bottom of the first. Now here in the bottom of the third, as Myers, still the pitcher for the Squires, out of the windup, delivers the first one, a swing and a miss by Mealy for strike 1.
Mason Myers set down 7 straight batters, and 4 of them have been strikeouts. So we're going to have to get to him eventually. And
he throws a breaking ball that breaks way outside. Mealy lays off of it. Now a 1-1 count. That pitch started on the outside corner and finished up on the inside of the outside of the batter's box. A fastball down the middle, around the outside edge, and Mealy's going to turn and round first, going to second, as the right fielder just bounces off of his glove out in right field.
Caleb Mealy, that's a double. I'm giving him a double.
A stand-up double for Mealy out into right field. Gets the Bruins started, and now the cleanup batter, Dayton Dow.
Dayton Dow, Blaine Riddle, and Drew Caldwell. And I know sometimes it's kind of hard to score with 2 outs, but that was a much-needed extra base hit, and we desperately need the run.
And Dow, who got a walk last inning, takes the first pitch for ball 1 on the inside and a little low. Dow batting a .339 on the season with 21 hits and 17 RBIs. And that pitch is on the outside now, a 2-0 count for Dow.
And I see Blaine Riddle on the on-deck circle swinging 2 bats. The theory behind that is you get the heavier bats, and then when you get up there, the single bat feels much lighter and you can get around quicker.
Exactly, and now a 3-0 count for Dow as he is way ahead in the count and Meyer is down. Meyer throws the 4th pitch way outside, and that's Dow's second walk of the game.
That was a nice at-bat for Dayton Dow. Now we need a big hit out of Blaine Riddle.
And
with 2 outs the last inning, Riddle singled to score straight. Maybe Blaine can do the same thing here.
And Riddle did single out into left field his first at-bat. Riddle with a I knew I had a 345 batting average, 20 hits and 10 RBIs. Takes the first pitch, strike one.
That was a strike, looked like a little breaking ball, and it caught the outside corner of the plate.
Immediately getting the attention of the pitcher, and
I don't think he tagged the base.
it looked like he put his glove on the base, and that's going to do it for the inning, as the third baseman was getting ready to throw down to first, and then everybody yelling at him to go three, and he dives into the bag and puts his glove on it to retire the inning. And with that, we'll be back.
Dr. Malia Robertson of Clear Choice Chiropractic asked, do you suffer from neck pain while working, or do migraines keep you from enjoying your day? Do you have to take pain pills just to function? Does your baby cry constantly for no apparent reason? And most importantly, do you remember the last day you were pain-free? You don't have to live with these frustrations. The doctors at Clear Choice Chiropractic have many techniques to relieve the symptoms of neck and back pain, headaches, stiff joints, colic, earaches, and many other symptoms. Call for your appointment with Dr. Malia Robertson at Clear Choice Chiropractic, 765-329-5044. That's 329-5044. And take back your life and enjoy living pain-free. Located at 1501 North Walnut Street in Hartford City. Open Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Tuesdays, 3 to 6 p.m. Thursdays, 3 to 7 p.m. Closed Saturdays and Sundays. Clear Choice Chiropractic. We've got your back.
And we're back, Vince. Some changes to the lineup. We've got Colton McNeil coming in for Drew Caldwell, as his last at bat, he went down looking, and then had that wild throw that allowed the runner to go to third, and then missed the play at third from Tyler Cagle. So do you have a recap other than that?
Yes, Blackford had runners on first and second with 2 outs, and Riddle hit a ground ball to the third baseman. The only thing he had to do was step on the base. He looked like he was going to throw to first, like Steve said. Then he realized, and he dove into third, and I didn't think he touched the bag, but evidently he did. He got his glove on the base before Emily could get there, so it was a force out. So no runs, a hit, no errors, and 2 left for Blackford. And we played 3 innings. Manchester ahead 3-1.
And for Manchester, we're going to have Thane Krager up to the plate. And he's going to ground one over to third, and McNeil with the backhand turns and throws over to Cagle, and Cagle turns his head and not able to field the ball out of the dirt, and Krager's going to slide into second.
Good stop by Colton McNeil. Would that be on the throw, error on the throw, or on the first baseman?
Good question. I couldn't tell from here whether Cagle had a chance to catch that or not, but definitely an error on the Bruins as the bleeding starts.
And that's our third error of the game. I'm going to give it to Tyler for now, E3.
And that pitch comes in for strike one on Mason Roberts.
McNeil made a good stop on the ball, had a throw over there in the dirt, and Tyler somehow tried to backhand it instead of getting his glove the other way to field it.
And that one, Roberts starts the swing and lays off of it, but the umpire giving him the 0-2 count.
Yes, Mason Roberts singled in the second, and he advanced to third on the error.
And a fastball's fouled off by Roberts to stay in the at-bat. Roberts, that last pitch before this one was a breaking ball that just broke down on the strike zone.
Yes, 2 strikes on the number 7 hitter. We got to get him out.
And that's a change-up, and Cagle dives for the play, but is unable to make it, and they've got a runner that's on third getting ready to round and go home, but the coach holds him up, and that's going to be a runner on first and third now for the Squires.
Good job of base coaching by the third baseman. We were in an Indianapolis Indian game one time, and the coaches were talking. They say you never want to get an out at home before you have any outs, and you definitely don't want to get the first or third out at third base.
Right.
Because you've got 3 outs to score the runner from third, and here's the number 8 hitter.
And that one's going to be a high fly ball, and I look for the runner to check up once it's caught, and he's going home, and Dow's with a rocket arm, and it's going to be close, but Mealy misses the play. Mealy misses the ball. It just bounces a little, just over his glove, but Jake Ross there to hold it up. And the runner that was at first, Roberts, now at second, as the Squires now take a 4-1 lead over the Bruins with one out in the top of the fourth.
Well, I said coming into the broadcast that we had to hold them to 4 runs. They got 4 right now in the top of the fourth. So. And
that's we're gonna have Sam Martindale up to the plate, and that pitch is just gonna go off of Mealy's glove behind him. And the runner Roberts is gonna make his way over to third.
I think that would have to be a wild pitch. That was way in the dirt, way outside, and Mealy tried to backhand the ball, but it went past him.
So a 1-0 count now for Martindale. And that pitch, another one in the dirt, now a 2-0 count.
Looks like Jacobs trying to bounce that ball in there on that pitch.
And Ross out of the stretch. Another one on the low side, and this one's going to get by Dayton Dow. And Roberts is going to score standing up. Martindale rounding first, going to second, and he's going to stand up at second as the Squires take a 5-1 lead with still one out in the bottom or the top of the fourth.
Well, a nice job of hitting there by the number 9 batter, Sam Martindale, a double in the left field, driving in a run as Mason Roberts scores.
And now we're back at the lineup with Grant Strobel.
And he's grounded out to the shortstop, both at bats.
And one out for the Squires, a swing and a miss by Strobel for an 0-1 count with a runner on second and one out.
Good pitch by Jacob Ross. If he needs a strikeout, it's right here.
Ross still out of the stretch. No action in the bullpen. He spins around. And it looked like he might have tripped up himself just a little bit there, but stays on his feet and doesn't throw the ball.
Yes, Braxton Straight breaking from the shortstop position to cover the runner at second.
And that bunt's going to be laid down.
Yeah.
And not real sure what
Did they call that a foul ball or no? Yes, I think he called it a foul ball. Must have hit the batter in the batter's box.
Yeah, all right. So we've got now an 0-2 count with that foul ball called.
If the ball hits you in the batter's box after you hit a bat, it's a foul ball. If you're outside the batter's box becoming a runner,
you're out.
You're out because it's hit hit runner in fair territory.
I got you. And that breaking ball misses just on the outside for a 1-2 count. That could have been a changeup. I think that one may have been a changeup. Ross has a changeup that does break. And there it goes again. And now Strobel's going to fight it out and stay in this at bat with another foul ball.
We definitely need an out. A strikeout would be pretty good for Ross and the Bruins right here.
A 1-2 count, and that's a fastball, and he's going to ground it over to the shortstop, Braxton Straight. Straight throws to Cagle, and the runner, Sam Martindale, stays on second.
Well, again, Grant Strobel grounds out to Braxton Straight. That's 3 times in a row. Grounded out to the shortstop.
0 for 3, all to the same position on the field.
Yeah, so Straight has made 3 outs defensively by himself, with the assist. So.
Absolutely, and now Mason Meyer, the batter, with 2 outs on the inning.
We're going to be very careful here. He's doubled and singled.
And that breaks into the strike zone for an 0-1 count on Meyer.
Yes, that was a nice pitch by Jacob Ross.
Meyer, if I'm not mistaken, scored on that throw by Caldwell in the top of the third.
Yes, he advanced to third on the air.
And this one's going to be hit. It's going to land foul as Cagle tries to run over as well as Ross and Mealy. Now we have an 0-2 count on the batter.
Good hustle by the Bruin pitcher, catcher, and first baseman, Ross, Mealy, and Cagle.
Absolutely. And Vince, I think your pin count is getting larger and more colors to it.
Yes, well, I got it color coordinated.
A 0-2 count on Meyer, and he's going to hit this one into center field. Shane Elam calls it off by waving his arms, And that's finally going to do it for the top of the fourth, and we'll be back after this with the bottom of the fourth.
While filling your car's fuel tank at Food and Fuel Marathon, fill your body's fuel tank too. Monday through Friday, grab a chicken or tenderloin sandwich, or have out a burger and potato wedges, or onion chips, mozzarella cheese sticks, and Bosco breadsticks. If biscuits and gravy are your thing, they're available every Monday through Saturday morning until they're gone. And you'll have to grab a Poppy's Extreme donut or two, available daily. Food and Fuel Marathon, 1621 North Walnut Street, Hartford City. Open Monday through Friday, 4:30 a.m. to 11 p.m. Saturday, 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. and Sunday, 6 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. Food and Fuel Marathon, fueling your vehicle and you. Foundations Building Material is proud to support Blackford High School athletics. Foundation Building Material is your local building materials distributor in East Central Indiana. Our promise to our customers is to do business with integrity and honesty and strive to be the best every day, and never forget we work for you, our customers. We are founded on principle and built on purpose. Distributors of drywall, steel studs, Armstrong ceiling, and insulation. Call Aaron Farrell, 260-471-2181. Foundations Building Materials.
And here we are in the bottom of the fifth. The Bruins down 5-1 to the Squires of Manchester. And Vince, do you have a recap of the last half inning?
Yes. After the air I gave to Cagle, there was a single, a sacrifice fly, a double, and then the next two outs. So Manchester scores 2 runs on 2 hits. Blackford makes an error, another runner left. So Blackford has made 3 errors in 4 innings, so we can't afford to give many more runs.
Absolutely, and the Bruins made a change in the last half inning and put McNeil in, and he's the leadoff for the Bruins as that pitch just off the glove of the catcher.
Let's see if Coach Dugan has McNeil taken till he gets the strike on him.
A 1-0 count. Nope, he swings and drives this one, the grounder, right back to the pitcher. The pitcher underhands it over to the first baseman. Now the first baseman underhands it back to the pitcher, and that'll be the first out of the inning.
Well, Colton McNeil 1-3, pitcher to the first baseman.
And now that's going to bring up Jake Ross. Ross flew out to center field his first at-bat. Batting a .289 on the season with 11 hits and 8 RBIs. Myers still the pitcher, puts one in there down the middle in the strike zone for an 0-1 count.
Well, when you get your seniors batting at the bottom of the order, they got to do their job and get on base. Russ flied to center the last time. Strobel's the one on deck. He struck out, as did Cagle.
And Ross now with a 1-1 count as that pitch was way outside.
This is a big batter of the game right here.
And Meyer missing the outside of the strike, the outside corner of the strike zone. Now a 2-1 count.
Well, if it's in there, Jacob's got to give it a ride.
And that one's going to...
My goodness, I thought that was a ball, and the umpire called it a strike.
Well, that ball looked like the catcher caught it in the dirt. It was a fast ball, but he still gets the strike call. Now a 2-2 count. And that was pretty much the same pitch, and it's called a ball.
That's called a ball, so.
A 3-2 count now for Ross. And if there's one thing you can say about human umpires is they're consistently inconsistent.
Yeah, well, most of them do a pretty good job, though, Steve, but that's...
And that's going to be a line drive out to the shortstop, and that's going to be the second out of the inning.
I know I did some umpiring at minor league, girls softball, and things like that, and I tell you, it's a thankless job.
It is definitely a thankless job.
Basically, on close calls, when you make one, you got 50% of the crowd for you.
50% against you. Yes, you do. Strobel's going to hit a high fly ball. The shortstop's already called it out coming in, and he does make the catch and retires the Bruins. And with that, we'll be back with the top of the fifth after this.
Are you looking for a job or know of someone who is? Peyton's Northern, a Kroger company, is now hiring. At Peyton's, you'll get a job with career advancement opportunities, employee discounts, tuition reimbursement, and educational assistance. A successful applicant will need to be 18 years of age, have the ability to work weekends, holidays, and overtime, can operate motorized equipment, complete strength and endurance testing, pass a pre-employment and background screens, work 10-hour shifts, and lift 55 pounds. At Peyton's, we offer matching 401k retirement savings, paid incentive days, personal and vacation days, and you'll receive Kroger benefits after 60 days. All qualified applicants are encouraged to apply for this opportunity online at jobs.kroger.com. Click on Logistics and Distribution Jobs and search for Bluffton. For questions, call Peyton Staffing Center at 260-827-2108 or 2109. That's jobs.kroger.com. 260-827-2108. Peyton's Northern, now hiring.
And we're back. The Bruins 3 up, 3 down. Vince?
Well, we're going to have to hold them here in the fifth, and then top for order, we're going to have to get something going, or this game's going to be hard to catch them.
Absolutely. The Bruins finding themselves in a 5-1 hole over underneath the Manchester Squires.
And Manchester has hitters 3, 4, and 5 up, so we got to get the first guy out, this Caleb Fluke out some way. He's flagged to center and bounced to Braxton straight. Braxton's had a real good game defensively so far.
And this one's going to be fouled off for his first strike.
And,
top of the fifth, Fluke leading off for the Manchester Squires.
Strutzman's on deck, a home run and a single. And then Airgood's 0 for 2, and then Krager's 0 for 2, so...
An 0-1 count. Ross out of the windup, puts one in the dirt. Now a 1-1 count.
I guess what I'm trying to say, we can't have a runner on base when Strutzman comes to bat.
No.
Hayes Strutzman's a one batting cleanup, and was he the one you said was pretty tall player, or was that the first baseman there?
They both seem to be pretty tall.
They seem to be really well athletic.
Yes.
Athletes.
Absolutely. Now a 2-1 count, and Ross puts one down the strike zone, and Fluke is going to foul it off.
Well, when you get 2 strikes, we're going to have to put him away. It seemed like your son the other night, Peyton Hurd, could finish the batters off when he got 2 strikes on him. And when you're ahead the count, you don't want to put one in there in the wheelhouse where they can hit it.
Absolutely, and that change up there brings the count now to full as it misses high.
That reminds me of the League of Their Own. I'm sure you seen that movie about women's baseball and the sisters.
And that one's going to be hit just out of Straight's reach, rolling out into left field. Dow pulls it in, brings it into the infield.
Well, that was disappointing. 2-strike single by Fluke. But going back to the League of Their Own, Gina Davis and her sister, and she said, keep that ball up high. She can't hit them, and she can't lay off of.
That's right. I do remember that part of the movie. It was after her sister had went to a different team.
Yes, they were traded. If you haven't seen League of Their Own, that's a good movie to see.
And that one's going to hit the outside corner of the strike zone in that one spot that the Bruins were able to exploit on Thursday night with Madison Grant. An 0-1 count now for Stutzman.
Nice move.
As Ross tries the pickoff move over at first.
Well, I'd like to see this runner go for Manchester because I'm pretty sure Mealy can get him.
Absolutely, if we can keep the ball down the middle. And now Stutzman finds himself down in the count 0-2.
We just can't let him get a good pitch to hit with 2 strikes. You know, you got 4 pitches here to work with.
And that one's going to be thrown in the dirt, and Fluke's going to go to second, and Stutzman's going to find his first ball of the count for a 1-2 now.
I'm going to count that as a pass ball. I don't know what they scored it there. It was in the dirt, but I think Mealy usually makes those.
Yeah, it looks like it bounced off of his chest plate and went behind him. Well, not straight behind him, but off to the side. And Mealy definitely getting a workout in today as Ross has thrown quite a few in the dirt.
Ross was low and in the dirt on that one. Good stop by Mealy.
And now we have a 2-2 count on Stutzman, and Stutzman finds one right down the middle, and this is a high fly ball The left fielder, Dayton Dow, calls it off, and he makes the play, and Fluke stays at second, and that's Sturzman's first out of this game.
Yes, that was a big out right there. Now we got Jeremiah Airgood 0 for 2. He bounced to second and struck out swinging, and Krager flied to left and reached on the air. So if we can play defense and not let these runners get on, we can get out of the inning in good shape.
And Airgood's going to ground one over to the shortstop and straight makes Cagle pull off the bag, and he's going to be safe at first. Well, and Fluke is going to make his way over to third on the play.
I'm going to count that an error on the shortstop.
There you go, 86.
And for Blackford, my goodness, 1, 2, that's our fourth error of the game.
Thane Krager up to the plate with runners on first and second, and only one out in the game. Krager flew out to left and reached on an error by Cagle in the fourth inning. A swing and a miss, and Airgood makes his way to second. He tried to stop halfway and get the Bruins to try to throw him out, but the Bruins just throw right back to
came up,
Ross.
Threw back to the pitcher, hoping the runner from third would break for home.
And there's Mealy fielding another one out of the dirt.
It looks like Jacob is really struggling out there on the mound, Steve.
Yes, he is. A 1-1 count now for Krager.
If it was a 2-strike game, we'd be set in really good shape. But, of course, you got to get 3 strikes on the hitters.
And Ross throws a nice ball that breaks right down into the strike zone. Now a 1-2 count.
Again, a 2-strike pitch. Maybe Jacob can get him out.
And a fastball just misses. Man,
like,
that was belt high and right there on the outside.
That's the call that he's been calling strikes the whole game.
The only thing I can think of is he may have thought that was a little bit too high. And that's going to be a breaking ball that Airgood's going to foul, or Krager's going to foul off out of play.
Good hustle by Tyler Cagle, sprinting all the way over to the fence and then out of play.
A 2-2 count for Krager. Krager has yet to reach 0 for 2 on the game. Ross out of the stretch delivers a changeup, and this one's going to be hit high fly, and Strobel comes over and dives for the ball, but does not make it. Riddle there for the backup, and Riddle gets the ball into the infield to Tyler Cagle, and the Squires score another one, making the score 6-1.
That was a nice hustle out there by Strobel. Tried to dive and catch the ball, and he couldn't come up with it. Good hustle by Blaine Riddle right there to pick up the ball. But Krager a single and an RBI as Fluke scores. And now we got runners on
second and third.
Second and third with Roberts, number 7 hitter, batting.
Airgood on third and Krager on second.
And let's see how, with the left-handed batter, how Manchester played. They're just letting him swing away.
A swing and a miss, an 0-1 count with 1 out on the inning.
I saw the coach pounding his hands like, the bat to get that bat ready to hit the ball. So I think he's just going to let him swing away.
And that one's just a little bit high, a 1-1 count.
I've been around the game 2 or 3 times, so I kind of get the coaches, they're what they're communicating to the batter in nonverbal communication.
And this one's going to be a fly ball, and this one may be trouble. Yep, as I don't know why McNeil would ever try to catch a ball running backwards when he had plenty of time to run, to get into position, turn around, and make the play. But he's going to allow another one to score, 7-1 for the Bruins, as we have runners on first and second now.
And that would be an unearned run as Airgood reached on the air. So my goodness, 7-1. I thought if we scored 6 runs, we could win this game. But now we're going to have to score 6 more just to tie it.
And this is going to be a bunt down the third base line. McNeil picks it up and makes a bad throw. And that's going to be another run scored as Strobel's there for the back up, running the ball into the infield and throwing over to Cagle, to Mealy. Now we've got runners on second and third. The score 8-1 as the bleeding is hemorrhaging now.
I think the way they scored that would be a sacrifice bunt, because if you're throwing him out, it would have been a sacrifice. So he won't be credited with the time at bat, McNall, as he also had a sacrifice fly to the left field before that. Coach Hugan's out to talk to Ross and Mealy. Blackford's trailing 8-1, and it looks like he's going to leave Ross in the game.
Does look that way. Hugan just out there talking with him, kicking a little dirt, giving him a pat on the rear. And we're going to keep going here in the bottom or the top of the fifth. The Bruins trailing 8-1, one out, and runners on second and
We
third.
have made 2 errors this inning, and that's our 5th error of the game, and we're not even through 5 innings.
I have 3 errors, one on the shortstop.
Well, I had one on the third baseman, Caldwell, when it was a 2-base error.
Right.
And we'll explain that later of Coach Sutton's view. I'll let Steve do that. And then an error on the first, 2 errors on the first baseman, error on the shortstop, and another error on the third baseman. That's way too many outs to give Manchester.
Way too many errors to give up, and now that outside corner not working the same as it was, a 1-1 count.
I think what Steve found out from Coach Sutton was that he should have only got 1 base. He didn't realize, no way he got 2. Is that correct?
Yes, he had no idea why they got 2. He explained it that you get 1 plus 1. You get the base that you were at plus an extra base.
Yes, and the guy wasn't even running. That's why I thought.
Yeah, he was running back to first.
Second.
Had he been on his way to second, then he would have gotten third on the air as Martindale flies out to Cagle for the second out of the inning, and now we're back to the top of the lineup with Grant Strobel.
You think he'll go 4 for 4, grounding out the straight? So far, straight to Cagle has been his fate in 3 at-bats.
And that pitch right down the middle, it's going to be fouled off as McNeil gets the ball in his glove but drops it.
What an effort by Colton McNeil, right down in the bullpen. And he went back there to catch the ball, and I think, did it hit off his glove?
It did, landed right in his glove and then popped out.
Fence. At least he didn't go head over heels like Dow did that game against Massenowall.
No, he didn't. Ross out of the stretch, delivers one a little bit too much inside. Now a 1-1 count. Strobel, your batter.
Seems like he likes to hit the ball to the left side of the infield. He's grounded the straight 3 times in a row. And
a swing and a miss by Strobel. Now a 1-2 count.
Getting run 1-2. We got to find a way to finish these batters off.
I agree, Vince.
Ross only has 1 strikeout in 5 innings.
And he's going to foul one down the right field line this time to stay in the at-bat.
But I don't care who's pitching, really. When you make 5 errors behind in the field, that's way, way too many.
5 errors are killing the Bruins all season long. And that change, their breaking ball is going to be hit out into left center field, and the Squires are going to score 2. Both runners scored on base, and now the Squires take a 10-1 lead over the Bruins with 2 outs.
Well, a nice job of hitting by Grant Strobel.
Ross still the pitcher. Looks like Coach Hugan is just going to let him finish out this game. No bullpen. Oh, no, I take that back. We've got Branston Wine out in the bullpen warming up. And Coach Hugan may bring him in, and that ball is going to get by Mealy. And Strobel's going to make his way out of second as Mealy makes a bad throw, but Riddle's going to get there, and Riddle's going to make a bad throw, and it's going to one-hop to the fence. But McNeil's there.
And I missed that, so what happened on that? Would that be a stolen base?
If you ask me, it's going to be more errors, Vince. It's Mealy let the ball get behind him on the pitch. He throws to Ross, a bad throw to Ross. That ball goes out to Riddle, who picks it up and makes a bad throw to McNeil. It bounces over his head.
2 errors on the play.
Be a lot of errors.
E2 and E4, right? They're on the catcher and they're on the second baseman.
On a wild pitch.
Okay, there wouldn't be an error on Mealy then. It would be a wild pitch, right? Is that correct? There's another wild pitch.
And Ross is definitely struggling here in the bottom of the fifth.
And we are in danger of getting beat by the 10-run rule.
The Squires now up by 10, a 2-0 count, I believe, for Mason Meyer, the pitcher.
2 for 3, a double and a single and a fly ball to center. This young man has pitched a good game for Manchester.
And Ross is throwing another one in the dirt now. Should be a 3-0. It's either a 2-0 or a 3-0. I may have added an extra one in there when I thought I didn't. The umpire still hasn't given the signal. And Meyer's going to foul one off now, a 2-1 or a 3-1.
Oh, I don't know.
And he brings it up. It's a 3-1 count.
I'm not for sure how far Manchester is from Blackford, but I'm pretty sure it's over an hour.
It is an hour.
So if they got here at 10, they had to leave at 9. So that means those young men had to get up around 8 o'clock or 7:30 on a Saturday morning.
I actually do a lot of camping up in the Manchester area.
Yes. That's nice. Is that where the lake is up there?
There's a lake. It's not in Manchester. It's outside of Manchester in a small town called Laketon.
No, I never.
No, this is a small private lake in Laketon. I believe that pitch was called a ball. I didn't see the umpire making a strike call, so a 1-0 count for Mason Meyer. Or no.
This is Caleb Fluke batting.
Yes, Caleb Fluke. I apologize.
They have batted around. They have batted 9. This is the 10th batter up. Fluke singled.
Fluke
start the inning.
Led off the inning.
He had 2
yep.
strikes on him, if I remember right.
And now that's the second straight pitched ball, a 2-0 count for Fluke.
And this is the first game of a doubleheader. I imagine Coach Hugan is going to make some different lineup changes again.
And Fluke's going to foul one off now, a 2-1 count as the bullpen has went dry.
It hasn't been Jacob Ross's fault, a lot of this stuff. I mean,
you can't give up that many errors.
Coming in, I saw Manchester 6-9, and I thought, man, we surely ought to be able to beat these guys. But
at least play tight with them.
When I did, but that run average, I said we got to hold them to 4 runs to beat them. And they now have 11.
And Fluke's going to foul another one off for a full count now. 3-2 count, 2 outs. The Bruins trailing by 10 in the bottom or the top of the 5th inning here at Bruin Field.
I've really been impressed with Manchester's team, though.
And this one's going to be hit out into right center, and that's going to drop, and Brandon Strobel fields it, gets it into the infield, and holds the runner.
Caleb Fluke singles. That's his second hit of the inning.
At third.
3, 4, 5. They have 5 hits this inning for Manchester, and we've made 4 errors. That doesn't. There comes Coach Hugan. I think that's going to be up for Jacob Ross.
Yep, he's definitely making a change, and he's putting in. He's taking McNeil out of the game. And not sure who he's bringing in just yet. And it's going to be the sophomore, Branston Wine. Not sure who he's going to bring in to put out on third base, but Branston Wine's going to be your pitcher.
Ross is going to third.
Let's take a quick break, and we'll be back after this.
Locally owned, Straits Drywall and Paint, LLC, owned by Jeff and Aubrey Strait, have 30 years of experience in commercial and residential painting and drywall finishing. Straits Drywall and Paint can do anything from new construction to remodels. Does your home need a new touch of color inside or out? Call Jeff or Aubrey at 765-499-9416 for a free quote. Straits Drywall and Paint, LLC. Insured painters with the professional skills necessary to complete your project on time and within budget. The Voice of Blackford County Community Newspaper is your hometown newspaper with a staff that takes great pride in covering local community events in Hartford City and Montpelier. Available at newsstands in Hartford City at Needler's Fresh Market, Food and Fuel, John's Service Station, Northside Florist, and in Montpelier at Koffels Family Market, Carrie's Restaurant, and Charlie's Sunoco, with more locations coming soon. The Voice of Blackford County is published every Tuesday with a cost of only $1 or a yearly subscription for $35. You'll find school-related events, obituaries, public records info, church news, community calendar, and so much more. Contact Danny at 765-251-4903 or Ann at 765-330-4842. The Voice of Blackford County Community Newspaper. Local news about local people.
Well, Vince, we're back. Branston Wine finishing up his warm-ups. McNeil out of the game, and Jake Ross taking his spot.
Third base. So with 9 people I can figure out, Branston Wine will be batting in the 6th spot, and Ross will still be hitting in the 7th. Maybe Branston can do some good here. Ross,
a left-handed batter, delivers that first pitch for ball 1. A 1-0 count for the batter, Hayes Sturtzman. And Wine finding that outside edge of the strike zone. Now a 1-1 count.
Sturtzman's the one that hit the home run in the first, singled in the 3rd, and flied out to Dell in the 4th.
Not sure where that one missed, but now a 2-1 count for Sturtzman.
That's the 11th batter of the inning.
And this one's going to be drove out deep left center, and it's going to be out of here. That's going to be Sturtzman's second home run of the game, as the Squires now take a 13-1 lead over the Bruins. No, it's going to be a 14-1 lead, isn't it? A 3-run home run.
I got him with 9 runs this inning. Is that what you have him for?
Yep.
9
runs in the top of the 5th, and that's going to bring up Jeremiah Airgood as the 12th hitter of this half inning.
And he's ground the second, struck out swinging, and reached on an error.
So the Squires now lead 14-1, 2 outs in the top of the 5th. Wine now out of the windup, delivers the pitch on the outside for ball 1. 1-0 count, 2 outs. Wine still out of the windup, delivers a swing and a miss, strike 1. A 1-1 count now for the number 6, Jeremiah Airgood. And as you've said, Vince, struck out swinging 1, grounded out to second base on 1, and reached on an error on another at bat. Swing and a miss now.
Good pitch by Branston Wine.
That one was definitely looked like it had some speed taken off of it, and Airgood was out there reaching. And Wine's going to hit one, and Wine's calling everybody off of it. Nope, Mealy calls Wine off of it, and Mealy says, nope, I got this one. Let me handle it, and retires the inning. With that, we'll be right back.
Dr. Malia Robertson of Clear Choice Chiropractic asks, do you suffer from neck pain while working, or do migraines keep you from enjoying your day? Do you have to take pain pills just to function? Does your baby cry constantly for no apparent reason? And most importantly, do you remember the last day you were pain-free? You don't have to live with these frustrations. The doctors at Clear Choice Chiropractic have many techniques to relieve the symptoms of neck and back pain, headaches, stiff joints, colic, earaches, and many other symptoms. Call for your appointment with Dr. Malia Robertson at Clear Choice Chiropractic, 765-329-5044. That's 329-5044. And take back your life and enjoy living pain-free. Located at 1501 North Walnut Street in Hartford City. Open Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Tuesdays, 3 to 6 p.m. Thursdays, 3 to 7 p.m. Closed Saturdays and Sundays. Clear Choice Chiropractic. We've got your back.
And we're back here at Bruin Fields. The Bruins find themselves in a 14-1 hole in the bottom of the 5th, needing to get some runs going. Vince, you have a recap of the last inning, or are you still working on it?
Well, I figured it out. I got it.
All right.
Manchester explodes for 9 runs, 6 hits. Blackford made 4 errors, and no runners were left on base. And the hits in the inning were 2 singles by Caleb Fluke, a single by Grant Strobel, another home run by Hayes Sturtzman, and Thane Traeger and Mason Roberts singled, and then the errors hurt. So Dylan Thomas is now going to be batting for Strobel, I believe.
And so he takes the first pitch on that outside edge of the strike zone, and for an 0-1 count, and now takes another one outside for a 1-1 count. Thomas in for Cagle. And that pitch is also a little outside, now a 2-1 count.
Wait a second, I'm all messed up.
Uh-oh. A swing and a miss by Thomas, now 2-2 count. You getting it figured out, Vince?
Well, somehow I lost something.
All right. And another swing and a miss, and that's going to retire Thomas going down swinging. And that's going to bring us to the top of the lineup with Shane Elam. Elam has 2 flyouts, one to the catcher and one to the first baseman in today's contest. This is his third at-bat, takes one on the outside corner of the strike zone for an 0-1 count.
That was Thomas that batted, right?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
Myers, still your pitcher, and another swing and a miss by Elam. 0-2 count for Elam. Myers out of the windup delivers a crazy-looking pitch. It looks like a curveball that hung up over Elam's head. Now a 1-2 count. Myers on another inside pitch, so now a 2-2 count. 2-2, 1 out. The Bruins trailing 13 with a score of 14-1 in the bottom of the 5th. The fastball, and Elam's going to fly out to left field for the second out of the inning, and that's going to bring up Braxton Straight to the plate.
Okay, I see where I did. They say as long as you can figure out your scorecard you keep, it doesn't make any difference if anybody else can read it or not.
That's right.
I had skipped Ross on the at-bat, so
okay.
That's what happened.
And that pitch outside and in the dirt, a 1-0 count for Straight.
Colton McNeil batted for Caldwell when he entered the game.
Yes.
And then I skipped Ross somehow, and so.
And that one just going to go off the catcher's glove. Now a 2-0 count for Straight.
Not saying the Bruins are beat, but it doesn't look very promising for a win here. And usually in double headers, most teams split them. So
yep.
We'll see if we can.
And Straight's going to foul that one off. Looks like it went off his left foot as he's hobbling around now. And that's going to be his first strike of the at-bat. Now a 2-1 count. He's still galloping around. That one must have went off of his shin as he's still limping around.
What did Elam do with his at-bat?
He flew out to left.
Okay, I missed his at-bat. I was trying to figure out my scorecard. So Braxton Straight 1 for 2 at the single. Somehow we're going to have to regroup between games and figure out how we can play better defense, get some better pitching when we get 2 strikes on the hitters, get them out with 2 strikes on them, and try to score some runs, because listen, if you only score 1 run a game, you know, you got to play a flawless game on the field.
On defense, yeah.
And these guys, you know, if...
And Straight's going to get a hold of one. It's going down the right field line and just bounces about 6 to 7 foot foul. Bounces over the fence, out of play. Now a 2-2 count.
But like I'm saying, you know, if you only score 1 run a game and you give up 2 home runs, you're going to get beat 2-1.
At least.
Or else the only hits you give up.
Yep.
But our defense has got to really get tough.
And a swing and a miss, and he's he's having a hard time running, and I believe that's going to end this game. Vince, we're going to go to a break. We're going to recap this game, and we'll be right back.
While filling your car's fuel tank at Food and Fuel Marathon, fill your body's fuel tank too. Monday through Friday, grab a chicken or tenderloin sandwich, or have out a burger and potato wedges, or onion chips, mozzarella cheese sticks, and Bosco breadsticks. If biscuits and gravy are your thing, they're available every Monday through Saturday morning until they're gone. And you'll have to grab a Poppy's Extreme donut or two. Available daily. Food and Fuel Marathon, 1621 North Walnut Street, Hartford City. Open Monday through Friday, 4:30 a.m. to 11 p.m. Saturday, 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. and Sunday, 6 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. Food and Fuel Marathon, fueling your vehicle and you.
All right, Vince, we're back, and you want to go ahead and recap?
Yes, I got the totals right here. We'll go with Manchester first for victorious Manchester Squires. A big 9-run inning in the 5th inning propels them to a 14-1 victory. Manchester 14 runs, 13 hits, and they did not commit an error. Now there's a story. No errors for Manchester. They only left 3 runners on base, 2 home runs by the cleanup batter Hayes Sturtzman, and I'm pretty sure if this kid's got some innings to pitch, that we may be seeing him in Game 2 if he's a pitcher.
We definitely may be seeing him.
For Blackford, a very disappointing game. 1 run. We only had 3 hits, and 2 of them came in the 1st inning when Straight singled, Stoll second, Dayton Dow walked, and Riddle singled, and it looks like we're going to get something going. And then Caldwell got called out on strikes. And I think one of those pitches he kind of argued with the umpire over, if I remember right.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
I mean, not really didn't argue over him, but you know.
Yes.
And then the next inning, you know, we only had 4 base runners left on base. So for Manchester again, 14 runs, 13 hits, no errors, 3 left. For Blackford, 1 run, only 3 hits, and we made 7 errors, Steve. I had us for 7 errors in 5 innings.
Can't win a game giving up 7 errors.
And we left 4 on base. Well, the game started at 11:02, and I had it officially ending at 12:30. So that was a fast game time.
Yep.
Would have been
and you know what,
1
Vince?
hour and 28 minutes.
And on that one, why don't we go ahead and close out this broadcast, and we'll come out early in the second game with some more recap and some more keys to the game.
Yes, hopefully we can get a split.
Yes, thank you for watching, and we'll see you for the second game here in just a few minutes.
We hope you enjoyed this high school sports broadcast on the Voice Sports Network. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
The preceding production is property of Voice Enterprises, and all rights are reserved worldwide. Thank you for listening to this production of Voice Enterprises, taking media in a new direction.